WNYU FM, the new afternoon show. Hugh out of breath from running around the studio looking for another Lemonheads 7-inch. We were just checking out Reptiles at Dawn, the B-side of a 7-inch called Borderline Ring that was not released on the Naked in the Wilderness LP last summer. Speaking of Lemonheads, we got 3 Lemonheads in the studio with us. How's it going, fellas?
All right.
Pretty darn fine.
Terrible, awful drive down here, though, I must say.
We're talking with Ben, Evan, and Jesse. You guys care to introduce yourselves so people know your voices and who's saying what?
I'm Jesse. I play bass in this band. Handle all the phone calls, the nasty money business, booking business.
Next.
I'm Ben. I generally play the drums, and as Jesse said, we leave the more intricate stuff to him because he's the mastermind behind this. So.
I'm third in line after Ben. I play guitar and drums.
Now, you say some of the time you play drums. What's the story behind that?
Well, we have a kind of democratic switch whereby on the songs that I write, I play guitar and sing them, and Evan plays drums, and the songs that he writes, it's vice versa.
It turns out in the set, it comes out, in the middle. We do
Evan
like
primarily plays guitar, though.
It's generally Evan as far as guitar and vocals go.
Now, this is the first piece of vinyl that you guys have put out, right?
Yeah.
Indeed.
The 4-song 7-inch, Laughing All the Way to the Cleaners.
The whole way.
The whole way.
We have a forthcoming record on Tang.
An LP?
Should be out in May.
LP.
Oh yeah, LP like 15 songs, something
Really?
like that. Most of it's recorded now. We're gonna be recording like 6 new songs at the end of the month.
That'll be coming soon if all goes well.
And tonight you're playing at Tramps, 125 East 15th Street. That's a WNYU night. We'll be giving away some passes in just a minute or so. So let's check out something from this 7-inch.
Yeah,
Will any of these songs be on the LP?
No, well perhaps
maybe.
the first one. We have a new version of it.
Glad I don't know. Well, it just so happens that's the one I've got queued up, I think. I'd Like To is queued up, so we'll check out I'd Like To. And I like to pick things up and drop them down again. Is that in relation to anything in particular, or?
Sort of general philosophy, I'd say.
Yeah? Okay, so let's check it out. The Lemonheads from a Laughing All the Way to the Cleaner 7-inch and a Like To on WNYU FM's New Afternoon Show. WNYU FM, the New Afternoon Show, the Lemonheads from the 4-song 7-inch. And in case you just tuned in, we've got 3, and I guess there are only 3 Lemonheads.
That's all, the whole show.
That's the first song. That's the first song we ever wrote.
The first one?
That's the first one.
So why so short? Was that just as long as your...
That's about, the attention span of us types.
Right?
We were full
actually, this forthcoming LP will have much longer songs.
Long,
2 or 3
blithering
minutes.
songs.
We're going to do a 15-minute Grateful Dead cover on this one. So we're changing our direction. But when we wrote that, we were all 13 years old in a basement with crew cuts. And we were really into it.
So would you mind going into a bit of your individual musical backgrounds before you became Lemonheads?
Well,
Dolls, Stooges, of course.
Yeah?
Around those parts.
Our individual, but that's not really our individual.
I was talking about
those
my
are
own.
influences.
I'm sorry.
We'll talk about your extensive musical training, Evan.
So, yeah, Evan, extensive musical training, what kind of...
Oh yeah, I went to Berkeley it's a school in Boston for 6 years, classical guitar. No, I've never been to music. Ain't been to no music school.
No?
No.
Basically, the situation with the band history is that Evan and I met a long time ago when we were wee sprouts in high school, and we played a lot of cover tunes. We had a lot of fun. And
Well, we all went to high school.
Well,
together.
we all went to high
met.
school together. But we never got anything done, and then Jesse showed up, and the instant that he joined the band, suddenly
through the
we took
clouds.
off like a house of fire. And so here we are today.
Yeah, we just
in New York City.
We just played together for the first time last April.
Mm-hmm.
And we were really horrible, really nasty sounding, but
And you can see how far we've come.
How long did it take to record this 4-song 7-inch?
about
A day.
8 hours, 9 hours.
So a very independent sort of thing going on here, right?
Yeah, it's just we just did a little 8-track studio in Newton, Mass, home of suburban.
With the help of Tom,
wealthy
God bless.
Jews.
Tom Hamilton, a wonderful fellow.
On Hubbag Records.
Yeah.
Or is that half Hubbag and half Armory Arms?
Amory
Arms. What's the deal there? Is that your own company or somebody else's?
Hubbag is us.
Hubbag is us, and Amory Arms is sort of another. This is put it this way. There's this guy Patrick Amory who he runs a rock department at WHRB in Cambridge, and he's sort of attempting to create a kind of collector's scum type record label.
Wait, we can't bore the listeners with this.
Well, he's a moving. He like has he's like going to supposedly put out a 200 edition Moving Target single.
This isn't interesting to anyone unless you're a record collector.
But anyways, he thought he'd help us out at least.
So how many of this record were pressed?
There was 1,000 of those.
We just sold the last ones, I believe, didn't we?
We got a couple more.
We got a
like
couple
in the basement,
left,
well,
for all intrinsic purposes, sold out.
Intrinsic purposes.
we got a couple hanging around here, and we're going to continue listening to Laughing All the Way to the Cleaners, the Lemonheads 4-song 7-inch. And next is the first song on this side, Glad I Don't Know.
Pretty big Boston radio hit, I guess.
Oh, yeah? Well, we've been playing
It's
it.
on the dance charts.
Yeah. Let's check it out. The Lemonheads on WNYU FM's New Afternoon Show, reminding you there'll be a Tramps tonight, along with Moving Targets, and that's at 125.
It's going to be raunchy and raucous.
Cool. We'll all be there. 125 East 15th Street. And as I said, we're giving away some tickets in just a little while, so don't go away. The Lemonheads on WNYU FM, the Lemonheads from the 4-song 7-inch, laughing all the way to the cleaners. In case you just tuned in, we're talking with Jesse, Evan, and Ben of the Lemonheads, who made the long trek down from Boston for this show. Is the only one in New York? Playing anywhere else, or is this it?
No, hopefully we'll be back here. Supposed to play with Jerry's Kids and Slapshot, perhaps at
Right.
CBGB's
Is that
on the 1st of February.
Is that a matinee on Sunday, or
A matinee for all the
kids
nasty
from the
New York
suburbs.
skinheads.
Well, that's cool. I'm sure they'll want to come in and check it out. Now, a couple of songs on the other side. We've had people walking around basically the studios and the hallways of WNYU singing I Am a Rabbit, because it just seems to be a very catchy little tune. So whose habit is this anyway? Where did this song come from?
It came from New Zealand, actually. And let's say that we didn't write
it's copyright infringement time.
No, I think we mentioned it somewhere.
No, we do.
It's from
We
a
give them
band
credit.
called Proud Scum.
Yeah?
Wonderful.
Very
See, we're
obscure.
collector scum too, and it's like pretty obscure 1977 punk rock band from
We just
New
had
Zealand.
to take it. It was just too funny.
Put out this one single, it fell through.
So that's where it comes from.
But yeah.
But
So everything else is, of course, original, but we're always afraid
course,
that
original.
someday some 7-foot-tall skinhead from Proud Scum is going to show up and say, I flew all the way from New Zealand. Take that. And smash us. We've been lucky so far.
You mentioned a minute ago that you actually broke the 3-minute barrier on your LP. Was that an objective, or did it happen by accident?
Sappy, whimsical tune I wrote. It comes out in 3 minutes, 20 seconds.
There's a lot of our new stuff is going to be, it has
Real
as much.
limp-wristed kind of stuff.
we don't want to. It's still punk rock. We must
It's totally
remind.
punk rock.
Okay.
It's
Still-
not really
still-
a departure
it's
from
not
this.
a
It's just a
departure
little
at all.
more.
It's only
You know,
keys on 6.
We're
of the
getting
tracks
older
on
and
the
we're
album.
getting better. I think.
All right, well, let's check out this cover version of Proud Scum's I Am a Rabbit. Who's handling the vocals on this one, since we don't know?
Handled them, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Dando.
And you'll be doing the same thing tonight? I mean, you don't switch off since neither one of you wrote the song. You don't take turns on this particular one?
No, we don't. We just.
This is all Evan.
It's just Evan.
So, the Lemonheads covering Proud Scum's I Am a Rabbit. Remembering, of course, that the Lemonheads are at Tramps tonight, along with Moving Targets. And once again, we will be giving away some tickets, so don't go anywhere, don't touch that dial, but put your hand on the radio and feel this from the Lemonheads. WNYU FM, the New Afternoon Show with Hugh and the Lemonheads, that from their 4-song 7-inch, laughing all the way to the cleaners. We just got a rather strange call for Evan and the Lemonheads.
Very comforting now that someone wants to put a knife into me.
That's
We just got a death threat. This is our first death threat phone call. Are we that boring? I'm really
he was
sorry.
like wigging out with citrus motifs. Like
Charlie, now,
talking about-
kids, this is just another reason why you shouldn't take drugs, because you'll end up like that caller. You're running around wildly wielding butcher knives and things like
I
that.
thought it was one of my friends, but it turned out to be not.
Who knows? Well, actually, it might have been my cousin. He's a Mamaroneck, but I don't think so. He doesn't talk like him.
the first time you've been in New York, right?
Well,
I mean, not in New York,
first
but
time
played
as a
in New York,
band,
excuse
yeah.
me.
First time, yeah.
hmm So in Boston, you play around a lot, or have you gone any other places besides Boston? Or
No,
No,
Boston's
we
it.
just
we're going to Providence,
just played
aren't we?
Boston.
yeah,
We played Waltham with the Ramones.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was the most
That's-
exciting. to actually be at close quarters with the Ramones was one of the most exciting moments of my
yeah,
life.
and you lived through it.
Yeah, they were inhuman. They could barely speak. But
It went all right then. Tonight at Tramps, 125 East 15th Street, we have 4 pairs of tickets to get 8 of our lucky listeners, or 4 listeners with their friends, dogs, and or girlfriends,
Their
depending
buddies.
on what you want to call that. Excuse me for anybody out there.
house plants.
I may have offended. With Moving Targets, who I guess will be in about an hour later whenever they show up in
They're our
town.
buddies. They're good
Yeah.
guys.
So if you
They're
see them,
awesome
solid
band.
bunch.
if you see them outside on the street, send them our way, okay?
Okay.
Because we want to talk to them a little bit later on too. Tonight at Tramps with Moving Targets. You guys got any parting shots for the metropolitan area?
Well, attend this, or we'll know that New York was not worth the trip. Okay,
And it was quite.
you
a
must
trip.
be there.
Are you worried about this death threat?
A little bit. I'm starting to bite my nails right now.
Well, we'll get the.
Some of the Manson family is still at large, isn't it?
Didn't hear about that.
They have an infatuation with Charles Manson.
No, we don't. We don't.
just sort of.
This last song is the one that it's on this record. It's the one that he plays. Ben plays guitar. And sorry, he pointing is not work on the
We
radio.
both sing in chorus.
And this one's called
So I fucked up.
We can say
You
that
can
on the
swear
air.
in NYU.
Artists
wow.
Can.
We can cuss.
Employees
It's called
can't.
So I Fucked Up, and I'm attempting to sing on this one.
Okay, so that's and is there anybody wind up in jail because of this song, or is this song a result of that, or you made a mistake?
This is our earliest song.
This is
Actually,
like-
this is even earlier than I like to, because Evan and I wrote this before we even met Jesse. So
I see.
This is from way back when we were
What was
just
it,
brimming with
10th
youthful.
grade or
10th
something?
grade, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we just hung up on the death threat listener, so we can
Thank goodness.
get some winners in here. We got 4 pairs of tickets, 212-598-3038. All you got to do is call up, and we'll get you in Tramps tonight to check out the Lemonheads and Moving Targets. Fellas, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thanks
Welcome.
a lot.
When the
Welcome.
when the LP comes out later this spring, I'm sure you'll be back. You got to come back and visit
Certainly.
us.
Absolute
We will.
moment.
So have a safe trip back to Boston, all right? Phones are lighting up. The
Grand.
Lemonheads, tonight at Tramps, 125 East 15th Street with Moving Targets. And this is the last of the 4 songs on the 4-song 7-inch, Laughing All the Way to the Cleaners. And it is called If You Would, Fellas.
So
So I
fucked
fucked
up.
up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't say it.